Occasionally. Nick, don't do it too much here. Let's rein it in. Occasionally, Marcus has a good idea.
Not all the time.
60% of the time, it works all the time. Hey, I'm Marcus.
I'm Atrax.
And I'm Nick.
We are Working Class Nerds.
Cue the intro. That's right, we are Working Class Nerds, the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Today is Thursday, January 19th, 2023, and you can find this 184 podcast on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and anywhere you can find a podcast in the galaxy far, far away.
You can also find every single Working Class Nerds episode on YouTube. Just search for the Working Class Nerds podcast or go to youtube.com/MarcusB814, click on playlists, click on Working Class Nerds, and boom, every episode, past and present, right at your fingertips.
You can watch me completely fail at video games Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays at twitch.tv/MarcusB814.
You can watch me play video games every single Monday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/NickVern51.
And we are all on the social medias. I am at MarcusB814.
I am Atrax_A.
And I'm at Nick Vern, that's NHC Gavier, and in this week's episode, we have a very special returning guest. He is the director of the Garrison stream team, the Duke of Dead by Daylight, and the one and only Chronic.
Yep.
Welcome back to the show, Chronic, and what have you been up to?
Duke of Dead by Daylight. Can I steal that?
Yes. Feel free.
Where did that come from?
It's off the top of my head. I always try to give our guests some superlatives, you know?
I like it. How you guys doing? I'm doing great.
What are you drinking, Chronic?
I am drinking a black cherry lemonade Rogue Energy. By the way, you could use code DC at checkout for 20% off your order.
Let's
Very
go.
nice.
Wow, shade.
I had to get the cheap plug, man. Mick Foley taught me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. What else been going on?
Just been a lot of streaming lately, and planning another move for April. So IRL stuff, kicking into high gear. So just been busy with planning out where I kind of want to land next. So yeah, just moving's a big deal, and the places I'm thinking about are quite a distance away. So just trying to narrow down the spots and take the leap.
Are you going super far, or can you disclose?
Yeah,
you thinking Alaska or like a couple towns over?
Listen, Alaska is beautiful. Actually, one of my moderators, Jocelyn, is based in Alaska, and the pictures I see and everything it looks like a beautiful spot. But no, not Alaska, not that far.
Yeah.
But contemplating for the first time in my life moving to the West Coast, and
don't do it.
Well,
Yes.
that's what's ahead on my list right now. Not saying it's for sure what I'm going to do. Obviously,
Don't
there's
do
still
it.
part of me that wants to stay and go
Stop
up
short and go to
northeast.
Arizona.
West Coast, best coast.
I don't know if I would do well in Arizona with that dry heat, but no.
I don't know. I struggle with the humidity too. So, but then
There's no humidity in fucking Arizona. There's none.
Around here, and then I went to Texas and played a paintball tournament in fucking July, and that was horrible. So you're screwed either way.
Yeah, Texas gets brutal. I've been there a couple times in the summer. That's a miserable heat.
Yeah, it was not fun.
Yeah, I'm just not a West Coast person. I think it just doesn't fit my style of living. That's just me at all. But like Arizona is like amazing in every way.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about Arizona.
Arizona is super there's so much to do in the Phoenix area. It's affordable to live. It's nice all the time. Like, who doesn't want that? No earthquakes. And if you drive out of the city, you're in Tatooine. Like, who doesn't want that? Cactus and dirt bikes and quads. Like, come on.
So you live in Mos Eisley.
That wouldn't be too bad.
What?
No.
Mos Eisley.
Mos Eisley isn't that the hub of scum and villainy? Hive. I fucked up the quote, but
Oh
scum
my
and villainy is in
god,
there.
dude! Yeah, I'm just done.
It was pretty close though. I think we could give you credit for it.
Yeah, I'll get at least 50% credit.
Like a B plus. Well, that's not
Yes.
50%, but a B plus. You know.
I avoid the probation stamp on my nerd card.
Yeah.
So, but Chronic. So, what do you think about the dirty? And we're talking about the South.
Yeah, it's been a nice change of pace. I mean, I lived in New York City for my entire adult life. We're talking 15 years in Manhattan, New York, and then moving to Charlotte, North Carolina, right outside of it. It's definitely a gear shift, and it's been nice to kind of breathe for a year, be out of that big metropolitan area. But it's just not for me, and I know that now. And it's nothing against the area. It's a beautiful area. Everybody here is super friendly. It's just not for me. I just know that I am built to be probably in a more active area, and obviously I have a history in film and TV. I was acting in New York and writing, and I just feel very disconnected from that part of my life, and I just feel there's a void inside that even though I'm loving streaming, and my stream the last 2 months have been some of the best months I've ever had on the platform, and that's going great, but there's still something else that I want to do. Twitch is great, but I have other passions and pursuits I want to achieve in life, and I can't do that in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's something that's going to be kind of like a New York thing or an LA thing, and I want to see what LA area or California has to offer. I've always thought about moving there. I visited there countless times. My family and friends out that way, and I just kind of want to do it. Even if it's just for a year or whatnot, see how it is. Who knows what's going to happen, but I want to at least take the shot.
Hell yeah, man!
I understand.
California is expensive.
Yeah, dude.
See, here's the thing. I was saying this the other day. God, everybody says that. It's the first thing out of everybody's mouth. And I get it. But every single person I go, yeah, we're thinking about Cali. Oh, it's expensive. Oh, it's expensive. I lived in the Upper East Side of Manhattan, New York. I know how to I know what very, very expensive looks like, and I will do what it takes to make I will do what it takes to make ends meet for my dreams and my goals. And
that's fair.
I wouldn't. It's not like I'm going in there blind. It's like I'm going to California, and I think it's going to be the rent that would be in Arkansas. I'm fully aware that I'm moving into a very bustling area that's going to have very, very high rent and all that. And yeah, it sucks to pay high rent. I mean, rent's up everywhere. Talking about Arizona, I saw something in the news that even rent in Arizona is through there. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
In the whole country. But yeah, of course, LA is and the surrounding areas are gonna be rough, and it's just I'll do what I got to do to make that work, and I'm more than prepared to do that. I did it in New York for 15 years, so I'm ready for it.
And I'm not a New York fan. I'm a Boston fan for sure. But
yeah, unfortunately,
no, that's the greatest city on the country. But anyway, the point is, LA, everything is expensive. And the shitty part about LA is it's not okay, so if you live in the city, hey, I'm going to just take the train, right? You don't need a car in New York. LA, you have to have a car. And everything is expensive there. That's the shitty part about LA and that whole area. It's beautiful, but everything about it is expensive.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy driving through California. I've done it quite a few times, going down to Six Flags and stuff. And actually, if you move to LA, I'm kind of jealous that you have such quick access to Six Flags, because that place is awesome. But the jokes about LA traffic are not jokes. They're legit. LA traffic is terrible. Just 6 lanes, people just cutting across as fast as possible if there's even a little bit of room. It's wild.
That's
wild.
DC. I'm not the traffic isn't any nothing I'm worried about.
I guess that's everywhere.
Yeah, it's just that there's no subway. At least New York and Boston have a subway system that you don't actually need a vehicle. Yeah, sure, you got to maybe take a 45-minute train ride, and you get on Instagram, the greatest follow ever is Subway Creatures. because
Oh,
the shit. Yeah, that's the best follow ever. But anyway, I will forever dog on you going to California.
That's
Worst-
fine. But
worst
for the
state
things
in our
that
country.
for the things that I want to do with my life and for the industry that I've already been a part of and want to continue to be a part of, that is the Mecca. And on top of that, like I said, I visited multiple times. I love the people out there. I love the weather, and I love the beach. And I've been to the beaches out there, so
Yeah, get it.
I'm excited. I know it's not for everybody. Everybody has, thoughts about where to live and stuff. It's a very personal decision, and I don't make decisions like this lightly. And, it's something I've always wanted to do. So you got to give it a shot.
YOLO. Bang Bros is hiring.
Just for the record, apartments in Little Rock, Arkansas are very cheap. For $1,300 a month, you can get a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,100 square feet, which is humongous. In-unit washer, dryer, Wi-Fi, security, I don't know, sprinkler system.
Bro,
framed
Little
mirror,
Rock
dishwasher.
Little Rock is the capital of murders in our country per capita.
Well, yeah, because there's nobody that lives there, so you
What?
can get away with it.
Yeah, dude. Little Rock is gangster.
This is the one I'm looking at. It's right on the Arkansas River, so
So
easy body disposal.
Yeah, that's why the rent's so low. How many people were murdered in that apartment?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
to the
nothing
bottom
can
of
be
that.
as bad as the first apartment you moved to, Chronic.
Oh yeah. Oh, here in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was not my doing. That was somebody else's fumbling. But I rectified that real quick.
You moved quickly. Was there some fireworks that weren't fireworks outside a lot or something?
Pretty much. It's not
Yeah.
too far off. But then,
Yeah.
Wow.
that we found a beautiful brand new place that we moved into. But
Nice.
yeah, the first place was not on the up and up, that's for sure. But
Yeah.
again, I wasn't down here to approve of it. So when I got down here, I immediately rectified that issue.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Awesome. Atrax, what have you been doing?
Lots of gaming, lots of moving stuff around in my house, as well as gaming. People hearing can't see, obviously, but I've got one wall that is just half wallpapered, half not, because I'm tearing all the wallpaper down, and it is a very slow, painful process to clean the wall slowly and surely, as I'm sure anybody out there listening has dealt with wallpaper before. Not fun. I don't recommend it to anybody. It makes for changing your room very difficult.
I'm giving you the greatest gift ever. Okay?
Okay.
So this is the concentrate version. I'm putting it in the podcast chat, okay?
All
This
right.
stuff, buy that bottle of Chomp. You mix it, you
Chomp?
dilute it a little bit with water,
Okay.
and you spray it on, you soak your wall. The wallpaper will just peel off the wall and not fuck it up. It's the greatest shit ever. Wallpaper
Ooh.
removal gone easy. One of my closest friends, other than Nick, he owns a painting company,
Mhm.
and this is all they use. If there's wallpaper to be removed, this is the stuff.
All right.
I've seen it
I'm
in
gonna have
action.
to
That
give it a
stuff works
go.
really good.
Yeah, dude, you spray it on, it just falls.
Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely what I need, because I've been
Yes.
scraping, and then I realize I've only gotten this small section of wall done, and it is, it's
Dude,
awful.
you spray so much on it that like it's dripping down the wall, and you just
Okay.
take your big putty knife and it just scrapes off.
Oh, that's great. I'll have to use that then.
What
So
do you-
that's this.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Marcus.
Did you just order that for him?
No.
No, fuck no.
But he gave me the hint
He
to
gave
make
you
the
technology.
yes, the technology. Now I have the technology. And speaking of technology, I've just been gaming a ton. AR Earth is back in League of Legends. For those of you who don't play League and have no clue what I'm talking about, League is a 5v5 game. There's 150 plus different champions that each character picks when they play the game, and all the characters have abilities. AR Earth gives everybody a random character and makes the Earth stands for ultra rapid fire, so it makes all of their abilities cost no resources. Yeah, and you can the cooldown.
Oh,
I
I'm
think it's
thinking
like
about it.
70% or something.
Rapid fire.
Yeah. And you can just send out a ton of abilities. And yeah, Nick pulling out his paintball gun.
Yes.
Can you get the trigger sound? Trigger ASMR?
Oh, sure.
There you go.
That does
I don't
sound
know if you
kind
can
of
hear
nice.
that, but
Ultra rapid fire.
I mean, I can turn on the solenoid, and then you'd hear that click.
Click, 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 click.
Nope.
Anyway.
Never mind.
Yeah,
maybe
so-
not.
Anyway,
Wait, so
Oh, I forgot to
what
plug
is-
it back in. That's why.
So what is it? So they make it so you get a random character, but they made it a league, so you can join
No.
this league of random people. Like you get
No,
random
so-
characters.
No, the name of the game is called
the
League
na-
of Legends, you idiot.
Yeah.
Well, I know that. Oh, so I read it. I'm sorry. I read it as it's like they made a league where everybody gets a random character.
No.
I read it different.
It's
Sorry.
just a game mode where everybody gets a random character and all of your abilities have a flat. I think it's 80% cooldown reduction or something like that. Really, really high. So you can just spam your abilities, which obviously changes up how you play the game a ton. There are a couple other small adjustments, but that's back. It is now the game mode in rotation, their featured game mode for, I don't know exactly how long it is, but it's back for now, and I'm super excited because I love playing League, and I know at least a few of our listeners out there do as well. And in addition to that, I started a quote-unquote New World Tree service, which is basically just consists of me running around for hours chopping trees because for some reason that's the most enjoyable thing for me in that game. I've done
It is
all the
really
PvP
relaxing.
stuff and I've done, all the different PvE stuff, but just cutting trees, watching a YouTube video is a great way to unwind in the evening. And on the second monitor, when I'm doing my New World Tree service, I've been watching this show. I don't know if any of you have seen it. It's been out for a while. It's called 1899, and it's on Netflix.
Yes. It's the prequel to Yellowstone, right?
Yes. I think, maybe. I don't know.
I think so. But go ahead. Please continue.
Anyway, but it's about a ship that just goes missing, and then...
Oh, no.
Oh, is
These
that the one that just got canceled? And everybody was outraged because Netflix didn't invest in another season after people got hooked?
I'm not sure. Maybe,
I'm
that
pretty
could be
sure
this-
it's the one with the poster that looks like the Bermuda Triangle or something, right? Like the water is sinking in.
That could
I'm
be.
pretty
Let me
sure it got
double-check
canceled. Oh my god, I hate to be the one to, if that's true, to break the news to you. But I'm pretty sure I saw
Oh,
something.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. I'm
Yep.
hoping it is true.
There it is.
It is
the
canceled.
cancellation
I'm glad
of
I could bring
1899.
something relevant into the
Yeah.
conversation.
Ripperoni.
Yeah,
So
dude,
there's
sorry.
no more 1899. All right. Well,
Damn.
hey, that's okay. I haven't even finished the first season, so
How you liking it though? Because that was
I-
on my watch list, but now I don't want to watch it
Yes.
because I'm afraid I'm going to love it, and it's gone.
I
Right,
am
right.
I am really enjoying it. It feels very much like Dark. It feels like the same type of concept. Just kind of eerie and weird. Each new episode, you know that there's something that's clearly wrong here, and something's not quite right, but you don't know what it is. You can't tell what it is. Each new episode answers a question that you were asking before, and now all of a sudden there's a new one because the question that got answered is not quite right again. It's just kind of that never-ending, bottomless pit of new information that expands the scope of what you know, like most TV shows do.
Yeah.
But
Lost
it-
did that well too.
yeah, yep,
Every time you got an answer, you had 10 more questions.
right, exactly. And so, just another great show. Kind of, it feels almost now like middle of the road for Netflix and HBO Max and stuff. Maybe it's just the shows that I watch, but when you compare, you've got like Game of Thrones, Heart of Dragons, Dark, The Witcher. There's just like a ton of high quality shows now. It's really hard to be surprised by something that it is technically new, but it doesn't really feel that new. You know what I mean? It's just enjoyable to watch. And I have that up when I'm cutting New World trees, so it's great to bounce kind of back and forth. Because my mind, I don't know, when I fully focus on a TV show anymore, it feels like gaming's ruined this for me, having two monitors. When I fully focus on a TV show, I either fall asleep or just kind of space out, unless I'm playing a game or doing something on my phone. Then
I understand.
Then I can focus and I get more from the TV show. I don't know why. It's kind of an odd happening. You would think that focusing fully on the TV show, you would get more out of it, but I don't know.
The only time I focus on a show is when I'm watching it on the 86.
Yeah.
Like,
I think, yeah.
Like, it's because it's like you're forced because the sound is good. It's like you're in a movie theater.
Yeah.
And I do agree because, like, even at work, I listen to, like, all my videos or podcasts at work, and, like, I feel like I listen to them, or even audiobooks. Like, if I listen to an audiobook while I'm gaming, I don't hear it. But when I'm working, like, I hear the book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah.
It's that background music, you know?
Right.
For me, it depends on the show. Like, if it's something super intense, then, like, I'll be able to focus on it easily. But if not, then, yeah, I'll, like, be pulling out my phone and stuff. I know what you mean, Atrax. Usually my judge of, like, how much I actually like the show.
Yeah, is how much you're on your phone.
Yeah.
That's a good indicator, I suppose, if you're totally engrossed in your phone.
Right. Also, that's not the show I was thinking of. The show I was thinking of is 1883.
Ah, okay.
And that's a Western movie.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Maybe, well, now I'll have to check that one out because I
Western
remember
show.
My parents watched Yellowstone and they really liked it. So
yeah,
they have to give that a go.
They have two prequel series. They have 1883 and 1923, both for the respective eras, but they're both Yellowstone prequels.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. In addition to this 1899 show, now today, Blast Premier CSGO tournament, huge CSGO fan. It's really the only esport that I watch. The first tournament of the year, the first big tournament of the year, I should say. There are CSGO tournaments, but the first big one started today with some kind of, well, it was expected news that there would be a step in for one of FaZe's players, Rain, because he is going on paternity leave, but it was very unsure actually who it would be. And now that the tournament has started, they have officially announced that S-Tag, who I'm sure most people have no clue who it is stepping in for this person on FaZe, Rain. And it is significant to me because my favorite team, Astralis, when they were going through the era where they were significantly dominant and just destroying everybody, this player, S-Tag, was a sub on their team. And my favorite map, which is now out of the rotation, Train, he would sub in for one of their players. And he would come in and he had the strats on my favorite map and they destroyed. And it was so much fun watching that team play on that map and how they just strategically kind of broke down their opponent and won the game. It was super fun to watch. So it's exciting for me because FaZe is the top team right now. They are a great team. It's fun to watch them. And so now that player stepping in for that team is exciting news for me. And I'm excited to see where the tournament goes and how FaZe does.
Hell yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah. And the final bullet point that I have on here, finally, Rockstar and RPG sale on Steam started today. I know last week 2 weeks ago, we had SM Playboy on talking about GTA 5 doing RP. If you enjoyed that episode or you just want GTA 5 because you don't have it, it's on sale on Steam right now. I think it's $15 for the extended, enhanced, whatever edition where you get extra money for online and all of that good stuff. And then the RPG sale has a bunch of great stuff. Horizon Zero Dawn, Witcher 3, Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, bunch of other great RPGs to enjoy if you haven't swooped some up during the holiday season. Always great sales to highlight here on the show.
Hell yeah.
And with that, I'm done. Marcus, how have you been doing?
So I'm pretty good. I got into a car accident on Friday night. I don't think I talked about it on the show.
No, not yet.
Because it
Because
wouldn't
it
have
was
been
Friday.
here. Yeah, so I was driving home from work. I stopped. I was at work. I worked late. And I went to the grocery store to get my daughter her balloons for her birthday. Those were in the back seat. I was towing my trailer. On my way home, I get the green light. Somebody decided to turn left across the whole intersection, and I was actually talking to Atrax on the phone. Me and him were talking. I was like, oh, fuck, she's not stopping. Oh, she's not stopping. Could crash. And Atrax goes, dude, are you okay?
Crickets.
Dude, are you okay? Dude, are you okay? And then all of a sudden, I'm like, what the fuck?
because on my end, all I hear is Marcus is talking, and then he's like, oh, and then there's the crash sound, and it's quiet. It's just quiet. And I'm like, Marcus, can you say something? Like, are you dead or just, because I didn't know what happened. And then I just hear he's like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I'm like, all right, well, at least you're alive.
Right. Jesus.
Yeah. So Atrax was a part of the accident. The other person is 100% at fault, admitted it to the cop. The cop cited, but it's been a fucking nightmare this week to get a rental. Like, we all pay insurance for our vehicles and homeowners and all that shit. But let me tell you, when you need your insurance to step up their fucking game, they suck asshole. They straight up suck the shit out of an asshole because they suck. This has been awful. And I finally, what's today? Thursday night? Mm-hmm. Thursday at 6 p.m., I got my rental car. And this shit happened on Friday.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Right.
I'm okay. My knee's banged up. It got slammed into the dashboard. I mean, I'm okay. But it hurts like hell.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But, I'm on my knees all the time at work, too. So it sucks. But, there was nothing I could do. I'll find out in the next day or so if they total my truck, which, I don't really want to go to the store and buy a vehicle. That's where I'm at right now. Like, I do not want to go through that fucking process again.
It's a pain.
Yes. Like, honestly, like, if I could sneak by with my family with one vehicle, I'm going to do it. I don't know how, but if I can do it, like, fuck buying another car.
Yeah, I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
for sure. It's just one of those things. But I'm happy to be okay. On Tuesday this week, we did clan night, and this out of the almost a full year of me playing Destiny, essentially exclusively as my main game, this was the best clan night yet. I think we had like 13 people in voice, 12 people playing. It was just fucking awesome and mayhem. Like 12 people, or you guys know, 12 or 13 people in one Discord. It's a straight comedy show.
Yeah.
Comedy show. And then we decided to do private PvP matches. I haven't had that much fun in a PvP game that I did back from Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops playing multiplayer. No, probably Modern Warfare 2 with my friends. Yeah. It was that much fun. The shit talking was real. Like, it was like old school lobbies of everybody talking shit about each other and nobody was offended. Like, nobody was, he was mean to me. No, it was like, hey, stop sucking ass. You're the reason why we lost. You know what I mean? Like, I missed those days.
Personal accountability in video games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because when you're with your friends, you can tell your friends to suck less. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And like nobody's ranking up anything because it's a private match. So it's like, it's all for fun. It's for essentially bragging rights.
Right.
And it was, I think some of them, their like pride and joy was to ruin me. So like I would cast my super and somebody would kill me before I could kill anybody with my super. And they would just laugh for 5 minutes over the fucking mic. And just, I'm just holding my head in shame. Like, oh, this is embarrassing. I just got owned. And it was just great. Like, I don't know. I think maybe I'm turning a corner a little bit in the Destiny community. Like, it's starting to grow. I have some big decisions to make over the course of the next few weeks. Like, before Lightfall comes out, I have to make a big decision. Stay tuned for that. It's regarding Destiny and like the way I'm going to grow. in the game if I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
This week, the hardest content in the game, Grandmaster Nightfalls, are out. I am going to be doing that probably Saturday night, just to do it. And then I think it's, God damn it. When does Dead Space come out?
The 29th.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know if I think I might be out of town on the 29th for my 40th birthday. But,
Whoa.
Yeah, my birthday is the 31st. And Nick, you're clipping hard, man. I don't know if it is on your end, but it is for me. Anyway, so the big thing for me is Dead Space is the scariest fucking game I've ever played in my life. And everybody's listening here is like, Mark is a little bitch. Like, this shit's not scary at all. Dude, that game scared the fuck out of me. You're a single person going and exploring a ship that's haunted with monsters in the middle of space. Yeah, that shit's scary to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they've remade the game with updated graphics. But the other thing is they changed the way the game is about to be played. So I'll give an example. So you had a chapter. Like, let's say chapter 2, you could go beginning to end of chapter 2, and that was it. Loading screens. There's no more loading screens.
Okay.
And now, let's say I was in chapter 2, and I was halfway through, and I'm like, fuck. I forgot the power up halfway through, or a quarter of the way through chapter 2. I got to go back for it. All of the enemies respawn.
Oh, boy.
So, like, you're not just running through empty hallways, and what is it called when, like, the AI generates different locations, so it's never the same? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
It's like random spawn points.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, but, like, let's say the necromorph drops from the grate, it might come around the corner this time, so it's always evolving.
Yeah,
so,
it's
like,
always a little different.
Yeah, so it gives you a more scary experience, which is terrifying.
The randomizer, it changes the events up a
Yes.
little bit.
Yeah, so like your original way through, it'll be the same. You know what I mean? But like when you go backwards, it'll be completely different. So you don't want to have to go too backwards.
So if I haven't played Dead Space, which I haven't, is it worth waiting for this revamped version to come out?
It's coming out in 10 days.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I've
always wanted to play
myself.
that as a horror fan, but I just never got around to it. I didn't even know they were remaking it.
Bro, it is the
Yeah.
scariest game I've ever played. Not like what's that other game? Amnesia?
Yeah,
that's very scary.
Yeah, that's a scary game, but like you don't have a weapon. Like you're just running away from the scary. Like that's terrifying to me too. But like Dead Space, the sound, make sure you're wearing fucking headphones, like good headphones. This shit is like the music and the sound design. It won awards across the board because it was the freakiest shit ever. So I am going to stream that. I think I'm going to stream it one night a week until I beat it. And when I do, I think I'm going to do like a channel point redemption to like turn off the lights. Like I don't know, somehow, some way my mod team and myself, we're going to come up with a way to where like all the lights are going to be on and then somebody can donate or do something and I'll turn off one light. Okay. Then I'll turn off this light. I'll turn off this light. Next thing you know, I'm playing in the pitch black, scared to death.
right.
Yeah, and you know everybody's going to do that to me because I can't handle that, especially if they tell me to turn off the other monitor. Oh, my God. I won't be able to see chat or anything, but I'll be able to hear it if it goes off. But, oh, my God. Terrifying. Shit scares me.
That's the best.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get you, Marcus. Also, I have to correct myself. It's January 27th, not 29th.
Oh,
so 2 days earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. But so the other game I do want to play, and Nick will probably talk about it more in depth. I do want to play The Last of Us.
Oh, yeah.
Really bad. But I'm not going to play it unless it comes on the PC or I buy a PlayStation 5 because I can't play it on a PlayStation 4. I don't care what anybody says.
It doesn't. Yeah, wait, let's time out for a second because The Last of Us Remastered, it was remastered for the PlayStation 4 before the PlayStation 4 Pro even came out. So it's a game that's going to look exactly the same on a PS4 Pro, which is what you have, and a PS5. It's the exact same. Like no frame rate difference.
I bought the PS4
nothing.
Last of Us edition to play it, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, and it looks great, but it's like It's a PS4 game. It's not.
But I could tell Marcus made up his mind. There's nothing we're gonna say that's gonna get him to play it on PS4. I just know him enough. Like,
I hate the controller.
Yes, he made up his mind.
Yeah,
You think the PS5 controller's better?
it's bigger. Yes, it's a little bit better. But
Marcus,
anyway,
why don't you just
All
take
right.
this controller, then you can play it with this.
yeah, I might have to. But anyway,
Just-
Holding up the
you're
Astro
depriving
Sequel.
yourself of one of the best story games of all time. Just know that. So the
well,
longer
yeah.
you
So,
wait,
but here's the thing. So I do love a story game. I do love it, like, so much. But I haven't found a story game that I can like sink my teeth into. But Dead Space is gonna be it because I love that fucking game.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That game for me. I don't know. It took me a year to beat it originally because I'm a little bitch, and I cannot wait to play it this way because it's going to be even more scary. And after that, I'll pick a different story game. But I think if I play it one night a week, like, it's enough to where you can play it and be okay playing it once. Like, I really want to play Elden Ring, but I can't invest 40 hours into Elden Ring.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, like, Elden Ring isn't a game you pick up and put down, pick up and put down.
Yeah. No, definitely not.
Like, you need to get in the rhythm of the night so you can bob and weave.
rhythm of the night. Oh, same page.
Yeah.
And then,
Monica and I both passed the vibe check. Okay.
and then, so the next thing is Atrax is the whiniest bitch when it comes to playing video games. Like,
Whoa.
like,
Okay.
no, legit. I'm calling him out.
Objection.
Yep. No. Let him speak, Nick. Let him go. Just let
What
him
do the
go.
judges
man
say?
cook.
Like
Just
overruled
go
or
ahead,
something like
Marcus.
that?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's see
Yeah,
what you
so-
say.
All right, so like, he doesn't understand that I have like 9 hours a week to play a video game, and like, I'm trying to like accomplish something in one game, and like, yes, I focus on one game, but he terribly wants me to play some other games with him, and it's really hard for me to do that. So then when I started talking about playing The Last of Us, he called me out, and I'm airing out my dirty laundry here, right?
Yes.
And it's all out of love. So he was whining that I wasn't playing any of the games that he suggested. But like, for me, it's hard for me to play Call of Duty because I play a first person shooter, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
And like, I want to play a different game, but like, I really do like story driven games, and that's not what you play with friends. You know what I mean? And maybe there hasn't been another game that is going to make him less whiny about it, that I can like come to the balance of. You know what I mean?
I guess.
So I'm trying to find a game that I want to play so that Atrax stops whining. All right, now go.
Yeah. So my gripe was, you have limited time. You already said, "Oh yeah, we'll do the Call of Duty raid." Yeah, sure, Atrax, live on the show, 5-year episode. Go check it out.
Right.
We'll do the Call of Duty raid. It's
we
been
should
a
do
month. It's been a month. I've been trying. We haven't. And so then when I want to play The Last of Us, and I'm only going to play it if I get a PS5. Bro, you're not going to spend $500 for a game you're going to play like twice. Come on, Marcus.
Oh,
that was
wait.
my gripe.
Right. And I think that's a valid point, especially when there's no difference between the PlayStation 5 version and the PS4 version.
Mm-hmm.
And you already have a PS4, and I can just drive this controller, which will make your controller dreams come true, to your house, and then you're fine.
Right.
It's an Astro C40, if you're wondering.
Why
I
the
played-
fuck is this 3 against 1?
I
This is
played a
bullshit.
game.
Because
I
you're
hate.
wrong.
I played a game I hate for 30 hours with you to hang out with you, and you won't play with me for one night. That's why I'm a whiny bitch.
Fair enough. The gauntlet has been dropped. Debate number 1 goes to Atrax.
All right. February 28th, Lightfall is released. I can't wait. We got a twab, and it said, "Oh man, you're going to love the new raid, especially the part where..." Save the date, folks. We're doing it live on Friday, March 10th, 2023 at 9:10 noon Eastern time, which is the second Friday in March. Another world first. Who's going to take the win this time? Not me. Who knows? But we do know some delicious popcorn. We do know we have some delicious popcorn ready to watch Guardians from all over the world shoot their shot at earning that coveted world first belt. So you win a raid, like a WWE championship belt. If you beat the raid first, your whole team gets it. It's amazing. But the whole point of this is I've been asked to join a real day one team. This isn't a scab team, just thrown together players. This is a real group of players that actually asked me to join them. I don't know what's wrong with them, but I'm super duper excited for the opportunity. And a question was asked if, are we going in there casual or are we shooting for 24 hours straight to try to beat it? And the answer was, we're beating this raid. So
you better be well rested.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, it's well rested and I need to like maximize all of my guns and like get everything ready. Yeah. Because like this shit got real. Anyways, Nick, what have you been up to?
So I got first things first, I got a new mouse, which is just the Logitech G502 Hero. Oops, I clicked the button. I didn't mean to. And my
Can
other
I see
one,
the side of it?
Best
Show me the
mouse.
side with the buttons.
The side?
Yeah, dude, I have like 7 of those right over here.
All right. Well, I had a 403 before, which is like the standard issue. I think they use that for esports. It's like plain with just 2 buttons on the side. But the scroll wheel was acting up. Like it would scroll up when I was scrolling down and scrolling down when I was scrolling up. And it was driving me crazy. Like
you drive me crazy.
Like it would scroll down 2 like wheel cycles, and then I'd scroll down again on the wheel, and it would scroll back up. I'm like, oh my god! So it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It was the worst. So like now it actually functions properly, and I'm like, and yeah, it's way better. Like scrolling through the show notes would be a disaster. I'd always have to just like click the bar on the side. But on Monday I streamed Call of Duty because Fernando, Jacob, and Atrax all wanted to play. We hopped in on Warzone, and had a lot of fun. And spoiler alert, I'm still terrible at Warzone, but then we switched to multiplayer later, and I was much more competent in that. Still not top tier, but definitely competent. In The Witcher 3, I did play off stream a little bit. I upgraded my armor to the max that I can, which is the master crafted status, without the max that I can without going into DLC content. Because in the DLC you can get to Grandmaster, but
whoa,
yeah, I think my armor level is
Grandmaster.
Yeah, it actually matches my armor level matches my character level for like the first time in a long time. I was wearing level like 25 armor and I was level 34, and it's like logarithmic leveling, so that's a I was way under armored essentially.
Right.
Then yeah, I'm using the Cat School Witcher armor which emphasizes like it's a light armor, so it emphasizes like fast attacks. So I just spam the sword button, which is cool. Technically, canonically, Geralt's a Wolf School Witcher, but I didn't. That's like that armor is like balanced and not particularly good at anything, but it's like good at everything, but not great at anything in particular. So I wanted something a little bit more specialized. But The Last of Us. So we watched The Last of Us TV show, and I'll get to that in one sec. Last night for guys' night. But before that, I was like, you know what? I bet you The Last of Us Remastered is going to be like free or super cheap on PlayStation Plus. And sure enough, if you have the PlayStation Plus subscription, it's just free with your
comes with it. Yeah,
yeah, it comes with it. So
yeah, they're trying to compete with Xbox
Game Pass.
Yes, thank you.
So. But I don't even have like the upgraded version, which is supposed to get you like the PlayStation version of Game Pass. It's just essentially it came free with Xbox Live, but for PlayStation. So I played like the intro to that, and it was harrowing. It was super emotionally packed. My previous experience with The Last of Us is I'd played that intro, and then maybe I don't know 15 or 20 minutes after the intro, but then that's it. So I knew I was going to be watching the show later, and I was like, I wonder how close it's going to be. Fast forward to Wednesday night, we're watching The Last of Us on the 86, and It was so much more. It was honestly more emotionally impactful and like heart-wrenching. But it's an incredible show, and it's also exactly like the video game, which I thought was really impressive. I think this is probably the best example I can think of a video game adaptation to like screen media, whether it's a show or a movie or anything like that. Marcus,
That's
what'd you
pretty
think?
cool.
It was incredible. Totally, if you're interested at all in The Last of Us, if you're interested in just a good show, go watch it. It's on HBO Max or HBO Go, whatever it's called now.
So I liked the show. I'm curious to see where it goes and if like I'm going to be able to continue to watch it, because like I'm not a big horror guy. Like Chronic loves horror. Like
I do too.
You know what I mean? But like I'm really curious to see where it goes.
Yeah.
But right, like honestly, there was the part, and I'm not spoiling anything, the first part, like because I have kids, that shit was hard for me to watch.
Yeah, I don't have kids, and that was really emotionally impactful. Make sure you're in a good headspace before you watch it, but it's really fucking good entertainment. Also,
Chronic, what did you think of the show?
I haven't seen it yet.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's
Well,
okay. You don't worry about spoilers. I played the game.
I was
I was
say,
going to
if
say,
you
you
played
played the game, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's dark, and it starts out dark, and but
Yeah.
you said that you maybe not the biggest horror guy, but at the same
Yeah.
time, the story and the characters it's just such a good story.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the horror is a backdrop to the story, and
Right.
I don't know. I'm really excited to see it. I know it's like an hour and a half, so I've just been really busy this week. But trust me, it is top of my to watch list. So
My question is what happened to the guy in the beginning that had the sniper rifle? What was his name?
Well, okay, spoilers time. If anybody's not played the game, fast forward like 5 minutes if you've not seen the show and or played the game. But
I just want to know the guy's name.
that was Tony. It's Joel's brother.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, quick question. Is the Last of Us show, is it only the first game or is it both games?
I think the first season is supposed to correlate to the first game,
Okay.
and then season 2 will be the second game, which
Part
I'm
2.
told is terrible.
It,
Like,
it's
the story
yeah,
was really
it
bad.
It doesn't nearly compare.
Live up, yeah.
Really? People said that the second one is incredible.
I heard that it was really good. I didn't finish it. I started it, but
I've heard
mostly good things.
I've heard only bad things about Last of Us Part 2. Like
It
about the
wasn't-
story being not even close to as good.
In my experience, it wasn't terrible, but yeah, it does like most sequels, in my opinion, again, it didn't hold the same weight, I guess, as the first one.
Yeah. Did we talk about PAX East yet?
No.
No.
Would you like to?
Go ahead.
Yes. I have
So
good news.
Yes,
in regards
we,
to that.
we all have good news. What? Marcus?
Oh, no, nothing. I was ready for the clip.
Oh. I turned everything down, and I'm not clipping over here. I'm all in the yellow. But we have applied every year that we've had Working Class Nerds. We've applied for 3 years. Okay,
3 years. This is our 4th.
Yeah. Okay. So every year that we've been doing Working Class Nerds.
That's a great point because they canceled 1 year. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point. Wow, that's crazy.
It's
That's
almost
fucking crazy.
It's almost
that
like
we've been doing this thing.
It's almost like I thought about that statement before I started talking.
No. I know, but I wasn't thinking because I'm thinking like there's been so many years that like we didn't go or like what? Oh my god, that's just mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
So 1 year they didn't have PAX because of the Panini Press and pandemic, and I don't know why. There was a quick sidebar. Like I think it was on YouTube that YouTube was censoring people saying the word pandemic, so people would say like all different stuff that begins with the letter P. So they'd say like Panini Press or the something, whatever. Anyways, so we've been
That's
applying. We've been applying to PAX every year for the past that we've had Working Class Nerds, and every year we've gotten, meaning applying for media passes for PAX, PAX East. And we've got rejected every year, and then the three of us applied this year, and we got media passes, which means we get backstage access. Not really, but we get passes for all 4 days of the event, and we can schedule private time with developers for interviews in like 15-minute chunks. And I think we can sign up for game demos as well, so we can skip the line, which is pretty epic. So we're gonna have that's March 23rd through March 26th. So we'll have all of that content for you shortly thereafter.
Just got my time off approved today.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's the other thing is Atrax is flying from the West Coast to the East Coast to come with us and go.
Yep.
It's very
He's
exciting.
coming. Yeah,
it's going to be a great time for Working Class Nerds content.
Yeah, and I'm really excited for it because usually, like, because there's 3 of us, like, I'm not going to want to play all the games, but so it'll be great because I'll send Atrax and Nick in to play the game, and I'll just talk to the devs because I love to talk to them. So it's going to be perfect, and I'm not going to feel obligated to play some game that I don't want to play.
Yeah.
Well, I'll play all the games, even if I'm terrible at them.
No, but there was a couple of games that we played I was not interested in at all. So
like
it'll be
what?
great. I'm trying to remember what that game was we played. It was just terrible. It was remember it was like a Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, it was Squad.
No, it
The
wasn't.
shooter?
No, it was called like Breach or something. Like you go into the room and it's like a zombie based. It was like zombie based. Like it never ended until you died. So like you went into a room.
It wasn't zombie based. That was Rico, and you were shooting drug dealers.
That's it. Yeah, well, drug dealers, whatever. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It gave us whack as shit. But
It
like,
was dumb. That was
like
dumb
I would rather have just talked to the guy and like watch you guys play it. So yeah, I get it.
There were some awesome games too. Like what was that crazy racing game? It was like gave me a seizure.
I don't remember, but remember that mountain bike game I played? That was fucking incredible. Like I'm not a mountain bike rider, I guess I would say, but like that game was like straight downhill mountain biking and you're riding a bike and like it was fucking unbelievable.
I don't remember that. Maybe I was in the bathroom.
No, you were there.
Oh.
But I don't think you played it. You were like, I don't want to play that game.
No. Well, now we can divide and conquer. So I'm super excited about that. But yeah.
And if you're going to PAX, let us know.
If you're going to PAX East in Boston, let us know. Marcus, do we have AIE news?
I do, but real quick, Friday night of that weekend, we're going to be doing a Working Class Nerds meetup at a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
So stay tuned because that is 100% going to happen.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, like no doubt we're going to pick a restaurant. We're just going to say come, probably be a bar.
Yeah,
so
make it easy.
Yeah, make it easy where like you want food, get food, and it'll be early enough to where like the bars won't be packed with people.
Yeah, that works out good.
You know what I mean? Like what we did the last time, like by the time we left the bar, it was packed. But when we got there's plenty of room for everybody.
Right. Yeah, we were leaving as the actual bar crowd came in.
Yes. Yes, I do have some AIE news. On Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, we have Destiny 2's Clan Night. Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, they have the SWTOR Mandatory Fun Night, where the fun is mandatory, but attendance is not. And let me ask you guys some questions. Do you like Star Wars The Old Republic?
Yes.
Do you like Destiny 2?
Yes, I do.
Do you like World of Warcraft?
Yep, love that one.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
What about Guild Wars 2?
Oh,
you betcha.
Lord of the Rings Online? I do.
Yeah,
Final
that's my
Fantasy
jam.
14?
Yeah.
It's
All
fun.
the above.
If you do, then AIE is the place for you. We have a guild calendar on the website that shows all the weekly stuff we do. And trust me when I tell you, there's always something to do. Whether you want to raid, quest, or just hang out and capture some maps in Final Fantasy 14, we have stuff for you. And if all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org, get our Discord information in the top right-hand corner, ask for a guild invite. Whether or not you play any of those games that you play, we would love to have you.
And with that, we'll be right back.
Jeez, Nick, hurry up. We're trying to finish this podcast.
And we're back. So today we're talking with Chronic about what it's like being a full-time content creator. First and foremost, take us through that decision to go full-time with the content creation.
Yeah, that wasn't one that you make rashly or really quick. There were months on Twitch that I realized the revenue was enough to pay bills, and that was a pretty big moment. Like when I started streaming, I did it during COVID, and it was like how many people start. It was just, super, like it still is to this day, don't get me wrong, but it was a hobby, and now it's obviously evolved into a business. But when I started streaming, I remember when I hit affiliate, and I had to I didn't even make enough money in my first affiliate month to even get a payout. Like I didn't even meet the minimum threshold. But I remember when I finally did, and just even getting, what equates to what most people would probably consider a small amount of money. It was enough to cover my internet bill.
Yeah.
And I thought how cool that was, that I was playing a game that I'd be playing anyway, and meeting new people and building a little tiny, at the time, a minuscule little community. And to pay my internet bill with it was mind blowing. I'm like, holy shit. I paid my internet with just playing games. And it was a surreal moment. I'll never forget that. To this day, I still remember that moment. And then little by little, the community started getting larger and things were taking off. And then, fast forward, almost 3 years later now, it's been a wild ride, and it's led us into, a spot where I looked at how things were trending and where my numbers were and where the revenue was. And I just figured, you know what, if I put all my effort into this and really grab this thing by the balls and see where it goes, I could definitely do this for a living, at least for now. It's Twitch is, I think, something that nobody should rely on doing till the day they die, which, by the way, circles back to the LA conversation about I have other things that I want to do and pursue.
Yeah.
But for now, it was enough that I was like, I can invest most of my daily time and energy into content creation, into my community, and into my Twitch stream. And and once I did that, it's about, just like I've done this whole journey, setting obtainable goals for myself that are manageable, that but also, pushing the content and pushing the goals, a little bit further than they used to be, and seeing how the community responds. And I say this all the time. We're the most electrifying Garrison on Twitch, and it's more than just a catchphrase. We might not be the biggest channel on Twitch. I still consider myself, despite being a Twitch partner, a pretty small stream, small community. And some people will say that maybe they'll look at that and be like, that's kind of crazy, but it's not. I really enjoy my channel. I enjoy the size of my channel right now. I know backstories about everybody who comes in, and every time we need to rally for support, whether it's a charity stream, whether it's a subathon, whether it's a special event for the stream team, everybody always steps up in humongous ways. And I'm just very thankful for that. So the decision, it wasn't an easy one. It was one that I didn't jump into prematurely. It was definitely something I thought about for a while, and then once I saw that it was something that could be sustainable, then I made that decision. And if I can just say really quick, I've seen people not do it that way, and it turn out horribly, where they come out as a full-time streamer, and they are not even at the point where that is financially viable, or they have the metrics that would show that they can sustain it.
Yeah.
And then they pressure a very, very small community to help them live, essentially. I've witnessed that firsthand, and it's hard to watch, because people, then the content becomes, please, we need to hit this sub goal, or we need to raise this much donation money, or I can't pay my rent. And I don't think people want to go to right? It's not that's not the vibe. People don't want to go in a Twitch stream and feel pressured for that they have to pay money to be there, or hear that the streamer is going to be put out if they don't hit a certain number. I never wanted to do that. And so that's why I waited a very long time. I could have probably done it sooner, to be honest with you, but I didn't want to make a life decision like that unless I knew I could at least sustain it for a while. And that's when I did it.
I think if you're in, let's say I got into a car accident and I got really hurt, really hurt. I feel like I could say to the nerds community, guys, I'm going to be home for 4 weeks. Anything you can do to help will be fucking thanked.
Yeah.
Because right now my family needs it, but that's one thing, but to say it every month, hey, and it's hard to do that. But when you get to a point where your community is the size of yours, Chronic, and you have a group of people that wants to support and you're growing immensely and doing all the things correctly and they help you to make that decision, good for you, man. Because that's just as hard, if not harder to do than going to your full-time job and then just keeping it as a hobby.
Right. Agreed.
And it brings a whole nother level of stress as well.
Oh yeah, I mean that's it's not all rainbows and sunshine. You're not like you don't just stand on a hill and plant a flag and go I am full time, and then it's all like it's just done from there. Like fuck no, that's when the real work. That's where the real work begins. That's where you actually have to. That's when you wake up and you say, you know what, the stream doesn't provide. I'm fucked. So you gotta put the blood and sweat equity into it, and it can't just be a hobby anymore. But the reason why I think that was an easier transition for me is I already treated my stream very professionally. And Marcus, you know this. A-Track's been around my stream for a while too. You guys know my production quality. I always prided myself in it. I invest back into my stream. I've done that for my first bunch of payouts from Twitch. I could have really used that money IRL for things. And I went out and got some of the best 3D designers. That's what the Scarif Command Center. Yeah. Everything that I did, getting one of the best cameras on the market, green screens on the market, lighting, everything that I needed. I reinvested back in the stream. There was like a stretch where I was making no money from the stream because I was putting every single dollar back into it.
Right.
And now I'm getting the return on that investment, and I have to keep pushing the limit. I can't rest on my laurels. I gotta keep pushing. And when you're full time, it's a big decision. But for me, at least, I was already treating this like a small business, and that's something that when I have to explain Twitch to other people. If some people just can't grasp that people like watch other people play video games, and obviously, people think it's fucking crazy. All three of you guys stream, I'm sure, trying to tell your uncle at Thanksgiving that you play games as a side hustle or whatever. They probably look at you like you're crazy. Yeah. But if you say that you're doing that full time, it's even that much crazier, and then have to explain what it is to somebody who doesn't really grasp it. Right. It's just the easy way I put it is I'm pretty much managing my own online like small business, and if you treat it like that and put the work in, and you continue to do the things the right way. Like I'm a community first streamer. The people matter the most to me. It's been like that for me since day one. You guys know I've transitioned games and categories, and my stream has definitely gone in different directions, and other people have done that and unfortunately, had their community taper off because maybe they focused on the game too much. I've always focused on the people. So I think if you combined a business sense and treat it professionally, be on time with your streams or as close as possible. If you have a schedule, stick to it. Really put the investment back in. People will know if you're just collecting money and not doing anything like with it. Yeah. Streams can become stagnant. Content can become stagnant, and people will see if you're staying the same or worse, regressing. And I just always wanted to give back. Like we just got 30 new emotes in the last 4 weeks. Like, we have a brand new emote mascot, and I've just been putting in emote orders left, right, and center. And it's just constantly giving back to the community and keeping things fresh and treating it like a business, but always keeping people first. And that's been my recipe. Like that's my elevator pitch of what's been working for me with Twitch. And hopefully, we can keep it going.
Hell yeah. Well, I mean, I think the proof is in the pudding when you watch your stream. You can tell that the community is very engaged, and that like you said, your production quality is great. And it shows. It comes out. You have a great product.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I mean, it's a process. It didn't wake up. That's why people see like old clips, like holy shit. I'm like, yeah, obviously, like little by little, yup. If there was a new streamer out there who wanted to like, oh my god, like they might look at my stream like, how the would I ever get to get my stream looking like that? Well, first of all, don't ever try to emulate or straight up copy what somebody else is doing, but I get like wanting to strive for production quality and all that, but do it step by step.
Right.
It wasn't an overnight thing. It was like, okay, I need to get a new camera. Okay, now I need to get new lights. Okay, now I need to get a bigger green screen. Okay, now I need a better background. And then, little by little, if you reinvest back in and you put the work in, people will notice. 100% they will. And here's the other part of it is, Be unique, be creative. There's so many people out there who just straight up, and it's fine to grab ideas. Like not there is a truth to like everything's been recycled to some degree. You know, I took inspiration for some of the biggest streamers. Obviously, you guys know I'm a big Dr. Disrespect fan.
Yeah.
You look at my stream, it rivals his production quality because I've invested that level in. I've always, because I think, what do I enjoy? What do I enjoy as a viewer when I watch, and who do I enjoy watching? Well, I always enjoyed him, the energy level, the production quality. So I wanted to bring those elements into my stream, and at the time, I did it under a Star Wars backdrop and did it in my own flavor, my own voice. And that would be another like word of advice, I guess, if somebody was starting out, like how to get that going for themselves. Find what makes you unique, because there's too many people on Twitch that literally copy what the person to the left and to the right of them is doing, and what happens is viewers don't know where to go, where to spend their time, because you look like the guy next to you and the guy under you, or lady, or whatever.
Right.
So
Yeah. And I wanted to ask too, or also like comment, looping back to how it takes time to evolve the production value and things. You know, not everything comes from the streamer. As the community grows, you know, like emotes and other ideas for a backdrop and whatnot, no doubt those community things are things inspired by the community help add to the production value of a stream. You know, as a new streamer, you can't have that if people don't show up, and then also add those, you know, memes and things like that too.
Oh yeah, things take a life of their own. Like, you know, as your community builds, right? Like inside jokes become a thing and memes become a thing. Then maybe you get an emote of the meme, and then a new viewer comes in. Oh, what's this about? And then they get in on it, and then it builds from there. And yeah, that could influence anything from emotes to, like you said, it could be even more serious. It could affect, you know, a design on your stream or a graphic on your display or something. And things take a life of their own. You know, totally, 100% agree.
It is true. And for me, I've said it for years that for me, I like to stream because I like hanging out with people, but nothing for me makes me happier than when my chat is chatting.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about anything else except when the chat is chatting, because that's what makes me feel alive.
And isn't it eerie when you go in, and this isn't a knock at, bigger streamers, but because this isn't, there's no one size fits all for anything, but you all know a channel that has like hundreds, if not 1,000 viewers, and there's nobody chatting. And, you know, and that's fine. That's a different product. There are some games where people just lurk, and that is totally fine and acceptable.
Yeah.
But like Marcus just said, I thrive off of engagement. I thrive off of conversation and the people who are there. I love an active chat. And I think, you know, I can go in somebody's stream who has 12 viewers, and that chat is on fucking fire.
Oh, yeah.
And then I go in somebody's stream with 230, and nobody's talking, or they're just doing commands and nothing's really happening. There's really no human connection there. Give me the 12 people who are talking. You know, that's how I look at it.
Yeah, for sure.
I always find it weird when like I've gone into some big name streamers, channels, and they've have thousands of people watching, and the chat is rolling pretty fast, but like they're not engaging with it at all, and I always find that strange. Like, I mean, not to like call people out, I guess, but like I watched Nick Merckx once. He plays Call of Duty a lot, and because I was just trying to find somebody that I liked that plays Call of Duty, and like even between, I can understand while you're playing, but between games, he would just be like talking to the people in his party chat, and then they would like be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom," and he would just sit there like on his phone, and with like 4,000 people watching, and it's like. How did you get like, obviously he's not done that before, but I totally get what you're saying. Like the chat engagement is like part of the whole shtick, you know? That's what makes Twitch and streaming awesome. It's like you can actually interact with the people. Now, you know, and I can understand while you're playing, but like in between, you know?
Yeah, but Nick, you got to understand, man. Like when you have somebody with 12 viewers or 50 viewers or 100 viewers, it's easy to connect with the chat.
Yeah.
But if you have 1,000 people, like you can't keep up with that. It becomes one of those things that's selective, like, oh, you saw one comment and you mention it. You know what I mean? Like,
I think I'm more talking about that stuff. Like I can understand the chat is flying by and you can't Like if there's 1,000 people talking, you can't keep up with that. But like if somebody subbed or rated them with like a bunch of people, wouldn't even like acknowledge it, which was strange, I thought.
I think there's a certain threshold, and you're talking Nick Merckx. We're talking like less than the top. Like this is under 1%.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like
the most
top of the
successful
top of the
streamers
top.
who have ever done this craft, like ever.
Yeah.
And what happens, like, you know, Nick Merckx, XQC, you know, like these kind of guys, like chat becomes its own like living entity. Like it's no longer a bunch of people hanging out. It's literally its own thing.
Okay.
Yes.
And like, you know, you watch those chats, like you see it. It's just all emote reactions. You know, there's a million Keck W's like flooding the chat.
Right.
And, like,
It's all
you know what I mean? It
spam.
just becomes
Yeah.
like this big like reaction echo chamber. And unless you donate $5 or more, your comment's not going to get read. And that's just, you know, that's once again, we're talking about like the top 1%, less 1% of streamers. But yeah, it's quite the thing to see something like that because it's so vastly different than 99% of all the other streamers on the platforms.
Right. It was a little jarring to me, having not like spent a lot of time in channels like that, not realizing the difference, I guess. But anywho, are we ready for our next question?
Well, all I'm going to say is I think setting expectations is always good. And if your goal is to always be engaged with the chat, well, then that's what you're going to do, right? But knowing your community is half the battle, I guess, because to be able to make that jump to full time, it's daunting. But then also, doesn't it make you feel like you have to do more content than you were before?
No.
Interesting.
No. I do not. I think it means that you need to work harder, perhaps behind the scenes. Like here, okay, so there's a good way to put that. So when I announced I was full time, a common question that I got asked a couple times was, "Oh, so you're going to be streaming every day now, or you're going to be streaming more often?" Nope. You're going to get me the same amount that you got me before. It doesn't mean that you're going to be live more. It means that you're going to attack other areas of content creation to supplement into Twitch. In my case, and that's what a lot of streamers do. Like you want to put content out there in other mediums that rests while you're offline. Whether that's for YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, whatever the goal is for you, where you want to connect with people. Or that could even be spending more time finding people that you vibe with. And, you know, some people call it networking, but I really just think it's like finding like-minded people that you mesh well with, that you enjoy their content too. And then, you know, collabs, setting up collabs, being involved in tournaments, setting up more charity streams. These are the things that I do. You know, I could be better on YouTube and TikTok. Those are two things in 2023. That's like a personal goal of mine to get more frequent with it. But I'm tackling all these other things on top of that. And so I don't think it ever suits anybody to just be live more often. Very rarely a streamer grows by just grinding hours on Twitch. That is not a healthy mentality, and that it's not a successful mentality for most people. It's like, here's a good example. It's like opening up a brick and mortar store, and you just open up your store, and all you do is just flip your sign from closed to open and unlock the door and sit behind the counter and wait.
Right.
And yeah, sure. Somebody might walk by and peek in and go, it doesn't look like my kind of store, and keep walking. And then the next guy might peek his head in and come roam around for a day. And somebody might come in and be a regular. But that's going to be few and far between. Now, that's why people put up a billboard, or they put on advertising. They get commercials. They go on the internet and advertise their business. It's the same thing with Twitch. You can flip your when you go live, you're flipping your sign to open, but it doesn't guarantee a new customer is going to walk in or even want to stay in. You need to let other people, your storefront exist. You need to tell them what your product is and what they can expect when they come in. And that's where I wanted to put my effort in. And that's where I think most people who are successful streamers do really well with. They know how to go into other mediums and present their content. And then when they're live, it just really becomes like the show where people can come in and interact with you in a live medium. If that makes sense.
Totally. It totally makes sense. Especially using that like marketing analogy for like a brick and mortar store. No one's strategy to get more customers is to just like be open longer. Like, or just turn into 7-Eleven hours where you're open 24/7.
Right. Well, yeah. Like, oh, you're not doing well in business. Then keep your store open from 12 a.m. to you open the next day. It's like, is that going to sell more wristwatches? I'm not sure.
Right.
Yeah.
It might sell more like, I don't know, stoner snacks or something. But
knowing your market
exactly. So I wanted to ask, what happens if you wake up and you just really, the motivation's low and you just really don't want to stream? Like, take us through your mental process for that, because I'm sure that's happened before.
If it's ever to the point where I'm cognizant that I do not want to stream, and that has not, I mean, it might be surprising for some of you. That doesn't happen too often for me personally. But I know it happens maybe more frequently with others because I have friends where that happens consistently. I typically stream, and it's not like I'm pulling my teeth to do it. I'm gonna be very upfront and honest with you. People tell me all the time how my streams make a difference to them, and it's still to this day. Some of these comments are like burned into my mind of like people telling me they've gone through illnesses or breakups, moving, losing friends, countless things, and telling me that being in my stream and watching and laughing and having a good time is something that helped get them through stuff. I'm a human being first and foremost. I'm a Twitch streamer far down on the list of things that I am. I have my own stuff going on like we all do. And things happen, and I have to stream. I get bad news. I don't really might not in the moment feel like I want to be in front of a camera talking to 80 people. But I will say this: every time that I've done it, my community has done exactly the same thing they say that me and the community has done for them. Every time I've streamed, and I've been in a maybe a down mental state, my community has uplifted me, and I've never regretted going live. So I guess after doing this for almost 3 years, I know that if I'm down, if something's going on, and sometimes I'm most of the time I'm transparent with my community. Like if somebody asks me how my day's going, usually my answer is very positive. But if I'm going through something, I'm honest. I'm not one of those streamers like, yeah, it's going good, go pretty good. Like I'll be like, nah, I had a really fucking horrible day, but we're vibing, we're here, we're out here.
Yeah.
And they understand. They know I'm a human. That's another good thing about being a community-first streamer is people give a shit about me because I care about them. And, this is going back to the earlier conversation of some streamers might stream just for one game. They want to be the best, most cracked gamer. They might not even stream with a webcam on. They're just there to just show off their gameplay, and that's their bread and butter. Mm-hmm. People might not want to hear about that streamer having a tough day. I'm just here to watch you get a high KD. That's not what my stream is. My stream is a community-first stream. I sacrifice my gameplay. You know how many times I've thrown in DBD because I'm reading chat comments and stuff, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I already know that I'm decent at the game, but
wait. You're the Duke of Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, Duke. And the Duke throws sometimes to read chat. You know what I mean? Like that's part of being community first.
But that's you caring about your chat and doing the things, making your chat feel wanted. Like obviously, if you're in a ranked competitive match of Dead by Daylight or any other game, yeah, you may not read chat right away, but at the same time. Like if you're like for me, I'm a casual player. So for me, I just play the game. And like, if I don't do something right, oh the fuck well. Right.
Right.
This is a tough one. How do you handle people that you're playing with who turn other members of your community away from joining?
In what way?
So if you have somebody in your community who, turns other people away from playing the game with you or with them, how do you handle that?
I'm not sure I ever encountered that. I'm going to tell you why, and at least nothing that I've been told or cognizant of. But like, so I do open lobbies every Saturday, which would be the most applicable scenario for what you're suggesting, because it's anybody can join. Like, they could be a brand new person, not only like in the game, but on Twitch. You know what I mean? They can just, I've had that happen. Like, they just stumble in and they join the queue.
Yeah.
But I always preach that when we do community days where people are joining me for games, we do this to have fun, that nobody's to be critical of each other. You know, of course, you know, if somebody horribly throws, I might like, you know, call them out like in a lighthearted way. But even then, it's all fun. Like, I throw all the time. You know, my chat calls me out. Like, it's just, you know, we'll rib each other, but it's all in good fun. And when we do these open lobbies, I always stress everybody can play their own way, and everybody is coming in with different skill levels. I literally had somebody join us for open lobbies who just got done installing the game, and I told them, I was like, "You're coming into my MMR, my matchmaking, and you haven't even played the tutorial. You're gonna get clapped." And they were like, "It's okay. I just want to play with you." And da da da. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
And then my teammates are aware. Okay, somebody new is playing, and so if anybody had anything to say, if somebody was like, "Oh, X sucks at this game, I don't want to play," that would never happen, because they know me and my mod team would never deal with it.
Yeah.
So we have positive vibe mentality in our channel, and anybody who comes in with a shit attitude will not stay in my community long. And I've done that since day one. You know, I actually always say, you know, maintaining a Twitch community is like maintaining a garden. If you don't pluck the weeds out, they'll overtake the whole thing, and your flowers will leave and they'll die. So I'm a firm believer in that. Some people will keep anybody around because they're like, "Oh, that's a viewer. Oh, I don't care. That one toxic person is scaring away 10 to 20 people who would rather vibe and play and have a positive space, and then deal with that one troll. So, or negative Nancy. And so you get that person out, you remove that, then everybody else can have a good time, and nobody cares about things like misplaying or your skill level."
Right.
I don't know if that's what you're asking, but that's the closest I could.
I don't know how I would wanted to get it across, but like, I understand completely, and it's hard to have to make that choice on how to deal with people.
So when you ask, are you just thinking like let's say Destiny 2, like there's somebody that's holding like the squad back, and other people are like, "I don't want to play with this guy because we can't get the raid done or costing us something."
I don't know how to explain it, but no, it's more of like, if you have a welcoming community, you open it up to everybody, but there's always that one person that when other people see that person is playing, they don't want to join the game.
For what reason? Are they toxic? Are they bad at the game? Like what's the
Well,
scenario?
it's not. It has nothing to do with skill level. It just, you know, I wouldn't say toxic, because that's not the point. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. I wouldn't say it's toxic. It's just, you know.
Well, what's turning people off from wanting to play with
I can't answer
this
that.
Hypothetical. Okay.
I can't answer that, but.
So are you thinking of something specific?
Yes, obviously.
I could tell. Yeah,
but I just wanted to ask, because, you know,
yeah,
it's hard when you have an open night for something, and you want to include everybody, but sometimes you can't include everybody.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I ask is I think the reason why people don't want to play with that individual is where you make your decision. So it's in that fine line where you make your choice as the streamer. So without that you know, information, it's hard to say. You know, if it was somebody who's like a bully or spread toxicity or had a generally like negative like energy to them that turned people off, I probably would limit or all out exclude them from gaming with me.
Sure.
Yeah,
if it was people that were like, "Oh, they suck," and they're tough shit, like that's not a valid reason to not play with somebody.
Yeah, like if they're constantly disruptive and ruining the vibe, you know, then that's not something that you want in a community.
Right. Well,
Rule 1: don't be a douche.
Yep, that's the only rule.
Exactly. Okay. Marcus, go ahead.
No, so I was going to ask, you did your year one merch of the initial deployment, right? Which is fantastic.
Awesome.
When are you going to come out with the next round of special, like one-off merch?
That's a good question. I mean, I guess my 3-year anniversary is coming up this year, so maybe we do something special for that. But I will say Design by Humans, They're amazing. I could actually have merch and they'll design it for me for every holiday, for every season. But I don't want to flood my merch store. I feel like having something come out every year to half a year or whatever is like a good way to do it. I don't want to be one of those streamers like, oh, we got a new shirt. Oh, we got another shirt. Oh, we got a new shirt. Like I'm reasonable with this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's nice to have a hype moment of something new, but not have it overdone. So yeah, I think we could do some new stuff this year. They are always eager. I have a personal rep that I can DM on Discord, and she answers me back same day, eager to send something to the art team. They whip up something for me, and they get it in the store like a week later if I approve the design. So, they're always they're amazing. The merch, the merch is quality. I see you got the hat. Atrex has the shirt.
Well, I want this hat with a different color background.
Okay, noted. All right, yeah, give me the feedback.
See, I like the hat. Honestly, like whenever I get to wear my Loki variant shirt, I always wear the Chronic hat because everybody says that I'm the Chronic variant. It's fucking funny as hell. And
the only thing about that hat is I want one with like a all black bill. Like I think it's cool they have like the retro green under it, like under the bill. But with my green screen, every time I lift my head up, you could see through.
I'm sure you can order that.
So it's actually right. So that's why I don't wear my hat as much on stream, because the green screen goes right through it if I lift my head up. So if you're ever wondering why is it Chronic wearing his own hat, it's the green screen. It's the green screen. So I'm gonna see if I can get a black bill. But yeah, maybe we do a color redesign on it too. I'm totally open to that.
That would be pretty neat.
I get what you're saying about wanting to space out the merch, because you don't want to be pumping it out super often. But I also get what Marcus is saying. Like having a couple one-off things might be nice too. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, this weekend only we've got, or something like that.
So I'll give an example.
Having
like
limited edition stuff. Yeah,
like once in a while too. But
so we're gonna have limited edition PAX merch that it'll be the Working Class Nerds logo with a little PAX thing on it, and it'll only be available for 2 weeks around PAX. Like whether you see us there or not, you can still order one, and then it'll be gone for good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And like, there's things I want to do for the merch, but you want a decent sized merch store as like a base, but then like adding stuff, you want it to be meaningful and want people to want it.
Yeah.
Other than,
right, and if
go ahead.
No,
I was going to say, other than the Working Class Nerds hat and Working Class Nerds t-shirt, what's the most selling item on our merch store?
Mug?
Nope. Mug.
No.
Sticker?
The pineapple hat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That pineapple hat. That's awesome.
I mean, I think that's a popular fashion thing anyway. It's just like a pineapple on the hat.
Yeah.
But yes,
it's because it is all about Chimeri.
And you don't want to overwhelm your community. Like,
right.
None of us are Nick Mercs. I don't need 100. Like, I'm not churning out 50 T-shirt orders a week. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
So, like, I think there's something about self-awareness with streaming too. Like, know where you fit in the whole world of streaming, and like you kept saying earlier, Nick, know your market. Like, know what your community is. My community does not need 100 different options. You know what I mean? Like, and I would not want to put that, because how many times have you been shopping online and you're like, oh, I love these t-shirts, and then it's like you go 89 pages at the bottom, you're like, fuck, like I gotta look at all of them because I might miss my favorite one. Like, it's just overwhelming. So
and then by the time you get to page 89, you forget what page 2 was of the shirt you wanted, and you get the one on page 88 because you're like, that one was awesome, and then you go back after you paid $16.99 for shipping, you're like, fuck, I didn't want that one. I wanted this one.
Yeah, just get a couple new things a year, and keep it simple, and
totally.
I think that works.
Totally
Atrax,
reasonable.
What were you going to say, Atrax? I heard you say something, and then we went diving deep.
Yes. Well, I was just going to ask. So we talked a little bit about merch, but do you have any plans you can share with us about the next coming months, like 2-6 months, next year? Or maybe not.
Like you mean for in general?
Yeah, just in general, like for content creation or streaming. You mentioned the move. I guess that's a pretty big one that you talked about already. But looking out at the
That's-
next year at 2023, do you have anything
Yeah,
you're excited for?
Yeah, I think it's attacking YouTube and TikTok, two things that you would think after almost 3 years in in content creation on Twitch that I'm late to the party on that. Like if I know my blind spots, you know what I mean. I think it's good to know your weaknesses. I'm weak in that area. I am man enough to say I have not attacked that as well as I could have, but it's also because that's very new to me and things that are foreign, it's always kind of, scary taking a leap. It's a lot of time. So, it's a slow process, but, I downloaded a video editing software. I've been watching YouTube tutorials. I've started editing my own videos, but, it's not something you're not going to be a YouTube professional overnight. So I'm self-teaching myself video editing. I've uploaded a few little things and I'm just toying around with it. But yeah, I would say if you ask me long-term goals for this year, it'll circle back to earlier when I said attacking areas off of Twitch to help the Twitch channel grow, but also who knows where that takes me. I'm not even I don't necessarily want to do Dead by Daylight YouTube. I have other things that I'm passionate about and I'm open to doing other stuff. So I don't know, maybe a broader answer for you, Atrax, would be that I'm just open to maybe exploring other areas within content creation other than Twitch this year. And I'm excited about what those might be.
Well, I think with the recent change to Twitch to where partnered streamers can stream on YouTube, I feel like that's an avenue that not enough people are trying, because even if you're doing it for 2 hours a week, but just testing the waters, getting your chat set up, because it is a very different experience on YouTube than it is on Twitch. But there's 9 billion people on YouTube or whatever it is. 3 billion people on YouTube versus 9 million on Twitch. So the opportunity to grow is there. Sure, their category search isn't really there for streaming, but I just feel like long term it would be a good thing to get your toes in, because like you said, you have the most electrifying Garrison, and if you said, hey Garrison, Monday night I'm streaming on YouTube, come on down, there's no obligation for the financial aspect of it until you're a YouTube partner, but it gives you a taste of what it could be. And then all your videos and everything is in one place.
Well, and Marcus, you and I know too that YouTube is a lot different from Twitch in that, even if you just click go live on YouTube, in your description with tags, there's all sorts of search engine optimization and thumbnails and stuff that you have to think of before that you don't have to think of with Twitch. Twitch, you just hit go live, you click a couple of tags, maybe, first playthrough or open lobby, playing with viewers, stuff like that. But on YouTube, there's a ton of tags and all that stuff. So yeah, that's got to be it's got to feel a little daunting, but exciting, no doubt, for you, Chronic.
Yeah, I mean, I listen, the unknown, like I was saying, it can be scary, but I find that exciting too. Just like moving to California. Like if I end up doing that, it's scary, but it excites me. I was young when I moved to New York City. You know what I mean? Like I took a big leap. I remember I was fucking terrified. When I got off that train in that city and I left the comfort of, living in a suburban area and I walked in there and I knew that this is where I'm going to live. And I remember I was overwhelmed isn't the word. Like I was terrified. And I'll tell you this, I wouldn't be the person I am today if I wasn't there. And if I didn't go through what I did, and it ended up being the best experience of my life living there. So what I learned from that is that things that can be scary can sometimes be the best forms of growth for you as a human. And this goes beyond content creation. So, plunging into something new, whether it's a move to a different area or shifting your content and trying something that's new and scary that you don't know how it's going to work out. I think that that's all good things. Like I'm not like the scariness of it or the unknown. Like I kind of embrace that now because usually good things come from that.
Absolutely.
I've been dying to ask you this question for a little bit. Since the last time you were supposed to come on the show. And if you could change one thing about your start, what would it be?
Like something I would do differently, you mean?
Yes.
At the beginning?
Yes. Like looking back 3 years later, you saying, okay, I made this mistake or I did this or maybe like just something that always sticks in your mind like, fuck, I wish I did it different in the beginning. That you know now.
Tolerating people in my community and in my spaces that I knew in my heart of hearts was not a good fit for whether it's me or the channel and the community. Like people that I knew were actively pushing other people away. But like I said earlier, like maybe being a small streamer, wanting that maybe that view at the time or whatnot, and just allowing somebody to be in my space longer than they should have been. And that's mutual streamer friends, that's moderators, that's VIP type regulars, to just pop in acquaintances, allowing people that push my boundaries to stay in the space for too long. I am so much more aware of that behavior now. And I have zero tolerance policy for it now. And if I detect any signs of somebody being off, I don't let them in. I get them the hell out. And I think if I could tell my younger self starting out streaming that, I would definitely tell them don't let people stay in your space that don't deserve to be there.
Well said. So our last question for the official sort of interview questions before we drift to the always popular working class questions. What would you say has been like your best moment since you went full time with the content creation?
Monday.
This
was
week?
My best stream I ever had. Yep,
what?
Monday. You guys caught me on the best week I've ever had on Twitch. Yep.
Well, tell us about Monday.
Random Monday in the middle of January. I started stream up, and the VOD is up if anybody wants to check it out. It might be the biggest moment you've ever seen on Twitch. I'm not saying that in any exaggeration. We hit a level 24 hype train, which I've never even seen on top.
Holy
streamer.
shit!
Like we're talking, top streamers. It was a hype train that consisted of almost 900 subscribers at the end of it, in just one moment.
Wow.
One moment.
Wow.
Which, by the way, is a higher sub count than I've had for an entire month. We had in one moment. A couple people really stepped up in a fucking humongous way. They broke me in the moment. I don't know how you can articulate the gratefulness, because I don't know if anybody would ever feel truly deserving of that level of support. I've been on Twitch longer than I've been streaming. I have never seen anything remotely close to that, and I watch streamers that are massive. So to the fact that happened in our little corner of Twitch, I'm still processing what happened, and this is Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm actually, after the podcast today, I'm going to edit like a little clip of what happened, because it's a moment that I wanted to share on like socials and stuff for people who missed it. But yeah, if you look at my VOD from Monday, the first like 45 minutes of the stream, it was the most amazing, crazy moment I've ever had in my entirety on the platform.
Wow. Which
that is
was
wild.
Was it the Ghostface cosplay one?
No, it was the one after that.
After, got it. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
It says 3 or 4 days ago, so and apparently my day math is bad.
I'm wearing a Cowboys jersey and the bottom.
Oh,
How about them Cowboys?
I was all excited.
We had a moment go.
I was like, yeah, I'm going to watch the whole thing. It's going to be great. Cowboys outfit.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I was very taken aback, and yeah, I just kept seeing people commenting like, "This is the craziest thing I've ever seen." I was like, "Me too." I've been on this platform for a long time. That is, you can't even articulate it. Like we were saying earlier, like it's not about the amount of viewers in your stream. It's the type of people there and how much they believe in you as a content creator, how much they believe in your community, the space, and what you're providing. I wouldn't trade my viewership for a couple hundred viewers, because I I have such amazing people who believe in me, and I will do anything for my community, and it's a two-way street as far as I'm concerned. And you just look at that amazing, unbelievable moment on Monday's stream, and there's nothing else it can do other than just like humble you and let you know that you must be doing something right.
For sure.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody. It's my favorite time of the night. It's time for working class questions.
Wait, I want to try something real quick.
Okay.
They're supposed. Yay! Did that work? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, I tried it last episode and it didn't work. But yeah, on Riverside, you can click buttons and stuff like that happens. Like,
Soundboard.
yeah, like you got a built-in sound road. It's time for working class questions.
No, that shit was funny. All right, Quinn asks, what's your favorite holiday that isn't Christmas?
Cyber Monday.
Ooh, that's a good one. Probably
Black Friday for me.
Probably Thanksgiving. I really like the food, mainly the stuffing that my mom makes. It's incredible. Chronic?
Oh, I answer these two?
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Come on
Yeah.
down.
Oh, that's easy because I actually prefer this holiday even to Christmas, Halloween.
Oh, okay.
There you go. That's a
Okay.
good one.
Yeah, I am not a Halloween fan. Between not liking horror movies and stuff and also being allergic to chocolate, it is not a day for me.
That's a bad mix for you.
Yeah. Not a good combo. But DL Smooth asks, do you play other Star Wars games? Have you played other Star Wars games besides Battlefront 2? Well, I was rewording the question on the fly to make a little bit more sense.
We know how you are, Ron Burgundy.
Yeah. I gotta. Yeah. If it's not written out exactly, I just can't even read it.
That was the best ever.
What does he say in the show? It's like "fuck you, San Diego" or something like that, and then he gets in trouble.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
That's what it was. So, what other Star Wars games besides Battlefront 2 have you frequented, Mister?
None for me.
That's the only Star Wars game you've ever played.
Not ever played. If you're asking if I like routinely play another Star Wars game, right now it's nothing.
Yeah, right.
Because there's no
Star
Wars gaming. It's dead. It's a dead category. It's been a dead category for 7 years. It's fucking pathetic.
Yep.
But yeah, nothing. I didn't even really like Fallen Order. Although I'm gonna finish my playthrough on stream before the new game comes out. It wasn't my cup of tea. So I don't know, man. I'm just waiting for another multiplayer Star Wars game. It was really Battlefront 2 for me, and that was it. So
Well, you're gonna wait a long time, buddy.
I know. That's why I moved on.
Fair enough. So do you typically like an action RPG like Fallen Order in that ballpark? Like if you played like a God of War or like Horizon Zero?
I don't like linear games.
Okay.
I mean, I like Last of Us. Like here's the thing: if it's story heavy, I'm into it.
Okay.
If it's just a linear game that's about puzzle solving and like what would you call the Jedi Fallen Order's like combat style? That
Fallen
rolly,
Order is
dodgy,
Souls-like. Yeah.
Souls like. I don't know. I don't like it's a linear game with like a mild story. I'm probably gonna piss people off, but
No,
I don't
I
know.
understand.
It didn't really grab me. The story didn't, and then like all the like leaping, like the ledge leaping and grabbing vines and leaping on platforms and solving riddles. I don't know. I never liked Tomb Raider growing up or anything. Like they're just not my style of game. So I understand that it's a game a lot of people enjoy. I know I'm the weird one on this, but it's just that those games don't grab me. So.
No, I understand. I mean, I liked that game, but I don't typically like a Souls-like combat style. And I will say, like, the ledge leaping, I wish I don't think I was streaming at the time, but I died jumping off, like, in front of a zip line where you're supposed to just automatically grab it, like, for an hour.
See, I don't have I hate to say, I just don't have the patience for that.
Yeah,
and give me an open world game where I can do my own thing and have my own style of combat. Like maybe even let me choose the type of combat I want to do: blaster, lightsaber, force, non-force. Like that's the Star Wars game I'm waiting for, like a huge open world. Or give me a multiplayer where I can just rock a first-person shooter or master a game like Battlefront 2 again. Multiplayer open world, that's my bread and butter, or a heavy story game.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Sobi asks, how has Dead by Daylight been?
Phenomenal. I actually talked about this today on stream. So somebody came in from Battlefront 2 because I used to stream that full time.
Yeah.
That happens. I streamed that game. It was my main game for 2 years. Marcus, I was on that game all the time.
Yeah, I still have your
Atrax,
Chronic mod saved on my computer.
Yeah. Night. So obviously people are going to come in and ask what happened. Everybody takes breaks from Twitch. They came back. So somebody came back today and they saw me playing DBD. Like, what is this game? Where's Battlefront 2? Like, that still happens, believe it or not, almost a year into DBD.
Yeah.
And, I told them, I was like, the game's kind of dead. And, we made the pivot to DBD. And what I explained to them was towards the end of Battlefront, and Battlefront I could only stream for 3 to 4 hours before my ears would start, like, my brain would be melting from my ears and my eyes would be bleeding.
Yeah.
Because it's that kind of game. And by the way, I'm not saying that all in a negative way. It's just a high energy game. It never slows down. You're just, I played Heroes versus Villains, and that is a 100-mile-an-hour game mode, and I'd be fried. Like, your brain can only take that much. Like, that. It's not like Destiny, where you might be able to wind down here and there, or like even Warzone, where you get a little bit of looting. It is just constantly going at 100. So you'd be fucking exhausted after 3 to 4 hours. So I couldn't ever really stream past that. And then once the game got riddled with hackers and the nonstop bugs, and stream snipers and the toxicity, it was a lot. So when you compound them all, it was an exhausting game. So what I explained today was that, I'd be towards the end, I'd be playing Battlefront, and what I would be thinking in the back of my head, and as much as I was enjoying hanging out with my community, I would be thinking, man, I can't wait till later when I'm winding down with a drink, playing Dead by Daylight. Like, DBD was my favorite game to play, even while I was playing Battlefront. And now that I get the pleasure of streaming my favorite game on Twitch and have people show up and have even grown more than I have towards the end of Battlefront on DBD, has been so rewarding. And it's really cool to play something that you're actually passionate about, a game that gets updates every 3 months, which is something that's surreal to somebody who streamed Battlefront, that played a game that never got updated while I was streaming it. It's just really refreshing, and it's been a joy.
That is awesome.
That's great.
Sobi asks, how's the stream team been going?
I got asked about this today, too. Jesus. It's all stuff that came up in my Twitch stream today. Stream team's great. I have people that inquire about it, including today, other streamers. I get asked about people that are interested in joining all the time. And what I tell them, and the truth of it is, I kept my stream team small for a reason. It's a group of friends with content that I trust, that people can go in there and have a good time and see a decent something that's decent and can get some good entertainment and meet somebody who I'm friends with. It's just like I say it in the description of the stream team, but it's a tight knit group of content creators that I trust. And I saw a lot of people have stream teams and they have application processes. And I had friends that did stream teams that had like 100+ members, and all it caused was drama and like undue stress. And I never ever wanted my stream team to be a cause of stress or drama, so I just kept it small, and I'm still keeping it small. And there's no application process. Once I get to know somebody for a long time and I see them in my stream and see them in my friends' streams, and there's somebody that are clearly in the community and want to be in the community and enjoy my content and enjoy other people in the stream team's content, those will be the first in my mind to tap on the shoulder to join the team. And each year the last few year I added only 6 people, and this year I'll probably only add around the same. And obviously people quit streaming and stuff, so you lose a few people here and there. So at the end of the day, it stays the size that I want it, and we just keep it with people that are not going to, take it for granted. So.
All right. What's everyone's favorite season?
Summer.
Yep,
I hate
summer.
Winter, so
cold can
Summer.
suck it.
Fall.
Marcus?
Summer. You say fall, but you're going to move to California where it's summer year round.
Correct.
Well, I will say second place is fall. I think there's like not really. I think spring is a lie, much like the cake in New England, and it goes from winter and then it's just like cold and rainy, and it's like 35 degrees and raining in all of March and all of April and like the beginning of May, and then like sometime between the second and third week of May, it turns to like 70 degrees and stays that way, and then it gets hotter in the summer. But like, there's no such thing as spring in New England, so it's just winter, summer, and then fall.
My second place is summer. There is no other season. Summer is the best.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And see,
give me hoodie, bomber jacket weather. Like, that's where I'm thriving.
yeah, out here, spring and fall are basically the exact same weather, except in fall there's just leaves all over the ground. So I have to pick spring for second. Yeah, because it's the least cold.
Good call with the bomber jacket. That's my go-to fall bar apparel. Well, either a flannel with a t-shirt under it and like unbuttoned, or like a bomber jacket.
Yeah, I just picked my favorite season over when I can wear my bomber jackets.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
Doritos asks, what is the best style of mustache?
Well, I'm a little partial, but I like my style.
But see,
where I've got like the short beard
really
and I keep it off my lip, you know?
Yeah, like I don't really consider Nick's a mustache. It's more of like a beard with a longer stash.
Yeah, it's a beard variant.
Yes.
More than like a...
I like that.
It's a beard variant more than like a type of mustache, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
Chronic, what's your favorite style of mustache?
I mean, I'm gonna piggyback off Nick. You know, the style that I used to rock, just a traditional mustache. You know, nothing fancy going on. Just one that is really full on the upper lip, well groomed. That just, you know, that's it for me. Yep.
Yeah.
I will say, shout out to the folks who do like the wax like turn-ups.
Oh yeah, so I have a shout out to Andy. He's a DayZ streamer. He always has his twirled mustache. It's a look, man. Like you know him from a lineup. Like it's a very, very interesting look, and his stash it's awesome.
That's cool.
And beard, yes or no? Yes.
Yeah,
definitely. Just gotta line it up. I actually need to do mine.
Beard and stash, great combo.
I have a beard now, but I'm not a fan of keeping it.
I mean, the things for beards for me is you got to shave it, like line it up off your neck.
Yeah, the neck.
The neck is really the part that drives me crazy. That and like my mustache growing over my lip, I can't stand. I take like an eyebrow trimmer actually, and just like do the line over my lip, so that doesn't so that the top hairs can like grow in and it looks fuller, but it doesn't like grow onto my lip because that drives me nuts.
See, I'm very goatee heavy. Like my goatee grows 10 times quicker than the rest of my facial hair. So when I grow a beard, people just like, "Oh, you got a goatee now?" And I aesthetically don't like a goatee, so I'm like, "Oh no."
I mean, similar here. You can't really see it because I went to the barber this week, and he like actually trims all of my goatee like a whole clipper size shorter than the rest of my beard for that reason. Otherwise, it's super dark.
Yep. Same.
Super dark.
Super
Doc. Wicked Doc.
Wicked.
Well, Doritos also wants to know how cool are dad hats.
The best.
Pretty cool.
Ever.
Top tier.
I can't sport them. I'm more of a flex fit or traditional like baseball build.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The flex fit. You know, like I
can't do the dad hats, unfortunately.
My head looks terrible with a dad hat. Flex fit is exactly my hat style.
I'm a dad hat guy.
I don't wear hats
while you're wearing a flat bill.
Yeah,
well,
right.
It's because it's my daughter's school, and I listen. I just got home from work. I chilled on the couch. I haven't even showered yet.
What does that have to do with your hat?
I like that we let him sit in silence for a few moments.
I love it.
I just wanted
we didn't even throw him a life raft. Like we just let him afloat.
Just let our viewers or our listeners also just think about that for a moment.
Exactly.
I just wanted to represent my kid tonight.
No, I get. That's not. We're meaning that I haven't showered yet. Comment. Just let it.
Oh, it's because I'm dirty and I don't want to wear a good hat.
No, I get.
I'm fucking filthy.
Right.
I started working at 5 a.m. You know, fuck off, all of you.
All right, fine. I'll ask Doritos' last question. Chronic, what is the best part of having your own stream team?
That's actually a good question. Best part, other than having a resource to help my fellow friends who are streaming, because it's a network, and some people don't like I said, I add a few people here and there, and I love it when I see one of them raid somebody they don't know, and they're like, well, you're on the stream team, so I'm going to trust that Chronic picks somebody good. And they raid out to them. Like, I've seen that happen a few times, and it's just really cool to see people that I love and appreciate connect with each other. So connecting my friends is definitely number one. But I think along with that is the stream team. In it was one day we raised $8,700+ for children's hospitals.
I forgot about
in one day. So to show the power of our tiny little team come together to raise nearly $9,000 to help the kids, that's amazing. And we are in the early talks of doing another stream team charity event. So stay tuned for that too.
That'll be awesome.
That sounds great. And sorry for the drum sound there. I didn't mean to click that. But
you're good.
That's
you're like children's charity.
I know. I was like, oh, I didn't mean to click that. I just clicked the tab and it played because it was the one I had open last.
Good.
I was like, no.
That's funny.
But anywho, Chronic, tell everybody where they can find you.
Guys can find me at twitch.tv/Chronic. No longer Director Chronic, just a clean Chronic, and you can find me there. And then I'm also very active on Twitter under Director Chronic.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of Working Class Nerds.